Welcome to About Time with Michael, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I am reviewing some watches because I think you guys should all know me a little bit more. We were lucky enough to have a really dear friend drop off some unbelievable pieces. I do love my vintage, so I've asked him just to bring vintage. I do have a special connection with some of these watches because I do know them. I helped many years ago him purchase some of these and he's just done phenomenally well with them. But I have 3 Submariners that I'm going to show you today. I will start with a 1680 sub, and then I'm going to jump into a single red 1680 sub, and then I'm going to friggin' knock your socks off with a 5512. It's just a 5512, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now, but then I'm gonna go deep into the 5512 because it is a special watch. So 1680, I think it's an 81, 82, but it is a super crisp watch. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. So it's got a top hat super dome. Sorry, it's a top hat dome, not a super dome. This is a 1680. So a little bit whiter than the double red and the great white. Have a look at that though. Beautiful font, really clean dial and hand set. Silver date wheel. Nice bracelet, it's a 93150. Nice thick lugs. Unlike the Sea Dweller, we have nothing on the back. Now I think Rolex used to do that. Because it used to give an opportunity to people when they were gifting and that they could put, you know, their initials or write a little script on the back, you know, like Paul Newman did on the Paul Newman Daytona. Drive carefully. Yeah, that's it. Drive carefully. Whatever. It's a $15 million watch. Don't worry about it. But this is a really nice 1680, really crisp. And then I'm going to show you guys a red sub. We're going to compare them. Have a look at this. So it's a 73, yeah, 73 or 74 red sub. There she is. Look at the red text. That's just unbelievable. Look at the dial and hands. No marks on the dial. Just absolute cracker. Bezel's beautiful. And then I'm going to show you next to each other so you can see the difference between a, you know, sort of what 10 years does. There we go. Nice thick lugs, really nice clean dial and hand set, and plain on the back as well. So if you look at the red sub, service sticker still on the back. She's running a treat. Nothing, no helium valve. This is the reason why. So the Submariner came before the Sea Dweller. This is the reason why they had to put the helium escape valve on the Sea Dweller. These suckers were going underwater to a depth that was a little bit too deep. And then as they were decompressing in their chambers, the crystals were popping off them. And Rolex had to work out a way to fix that for Comex. So they came up with a helium escape valve and a little bit more of a super dome on the glass. And this big feat, should I say, made a huge difference. So those watches now could withstand that sort of weight and pressure and the helium and the decompression chamber. So, you know, we went from 200 meters up to, what was the Sea Dweller? Up to 610 meters. Now I want to show you an absolute cracker. So this is the older brother of the two. This is a 5512, 5512. This watch is unbelievable. So you're not going to see many of these. So we've got an eagle beak. For those who know what I'm talking about, you're already excited, okay? But just to show the people who don't know what I'm talking about, have a look at this. See that? That around the crown, just there, they're flat. Have a look at that. They're like a little beak on a bird. They're called an eagle beak. Or pointed crown guards, if you want, but whatever, eagle beak, I'll call them. We have a PCG. So this dial is a 200 meter first, 5512. It is a chapter ring, which is that outer ring running around the whole watch. We have a beautiful gilt dial. Gilt meaning that Rolex used to write the word Rolex and all the inscription there in gold before they went to white writing, which is what you're seeing on the other Submariners. And to make this watch even more special, it's called an exclamation point dial. And because right down the bottom here is that there, the 6 o'clock, looks like an exclamation point. So this is a no bullshit watch. This is a serious piece for collectors. If you have one of these at home, or you even know what I'm talking about, you're already excited. We're talking $65,000-ish, I think. If you're going to be cheeky, you probably pay 50. But anyway, this is a really strong point for their collection, for their vintage stuff. It doesn't really get much better than this. I think if you, especially in this condition, I mean, have a look at the lugs on this. Look how thick that lug is on the other side as well. And then we're talking about the bracelet. This bracelet was just repaired by Michael Young in Hong Kong. This is its original riveted bracelet. It's come back in pretty much pristine condition like new. It had a link added to it to make it a little bit bigger for the owner, and now sits really well. But that's what it would have looked like when it left the factory. That's what it would have come like and sold in the shops and the authorized dealers. The glass needs a slight polish so you can, that dial can really pop, but for now she just looks beautiful. I'd happily wear this every day. A little bit thinner. Look at those, look at the marks on the, some people get all fanatical and upset about some of these marks on the case. You can have a cry about it if you want. For me, I love it. I think it's going to tell a story, and I reckon this watch has some stories. I mean, I don't know them. I wish I knew them. I don't think he's just pulled out his chair and scratched his case. I reckon there's some other stories there which would, be phenomenal to hear. So that's the best thing about it. Have a look at that. That's a freaking shark bite there, mate. I reckon this guy wrestled a shark. But I think that's probably one of the nicest PCG Submariners, I'd have to say, in Australia. I don't think I've seen many more. I mean, I know you got your big collectors out there and your Instagram guys who are pulling some really, really cool stuff. Good on you. But this stuff here is just equally as nice. So, yeah. So that's the vintage sub PCG, red Submariner, 1680. I feel like I'm in a strip club and all these girls are dancing for me, because this is probably the prettiest thing I've seen all week, apart from my daughter and my wife. So I'm a happy man. I could look at these all day. They're the Submariners. Next, I got a GMT Master for you. So stay tuned. I'm going to pull out an awesome Pink Lady 1966 small hand GMT. So get excited for that. We'll see you next week.